Hello YouTubers, and finally, after an extremely long wait, it is finally here. So this is the 4th Doctor and K1 Robot set from Robox. So yeah, this has just come out finally at B&M here in the UK. I know Australia got it slightly earlier. I will slightly talk about the box in this one, because this one does have a slightly different shaped box. This the box is differently shaped. I can't read you all of the blurb on the back because there's a massive sticker over it. So yeah, if you were actually bothered about that, I'll be honest, I don't know who actually reads them. So yeah, in terms of the backdrop, it's quite nice. It's just the warehouse just there, and I realise I've got it the wrong way around. It should be this way around. So, yeah, this is just, was it Kettlewell? That's it, it's Kettlewell's sort of garage bit where the first encounter between the 4th Doctor and Robot have a bit of a fight. So, yeah, I'm going to put that to the side just to keep it out of the way. I'll talk about the K1 Robot in a second, because at the moment we're going to take a look at the 4th Doctor figure. So, here is the 4th Doctor figure. This is the first release of a Season 12 4th Doctor figure that we've had in quite a while. In fact, I believe the last time we had this figure released was the 4th Doctor Adventure set. However, this is unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately, there are some improvements, but there are some major issues as ever. So, yeah, taking a look at the figure, the sculpt is pretty much exactly the same. Now, interestingly, obviously, the original release, if you had it, which, hey-ho, I've got a boxed one right here. So, the original release had a really floppy hat with a smiling face. This one just has the solemn head with the hat, which is something we've come more accustomed to. I'm going to move that back to get in focus. But yeah, now this one, I'm not sure whether it's actually using a new head sculpt or not. I'm really not sure about it, because some people have said it is, and some people have said it isn't. To be honest, like, if I compare the two sort of solemn heads here, so there's the original, and there's the new one. And to be honest, I don't think this is a new head sculptor at all. Like, the hair and the hat isn't. That's from Pyramids of Mars onwards. I think what is most likely, I think it's just like, it's a lot paler. I've noticed the skin colour, the flesh colour, is a lot paler on this figure than it has been on previous releases. Also, the hat is a much, much lighter brown than the original release, and the shirt no longer has the little checkers that it used to have on the original just there. You can see the little, I'll show it this way around, the little checkered lines just going down there. The one thing that is, well, two things that are more accurate is basically the necktie or cravat that goes down there. The cardigan, looking at the cardigan itself, I'd say the original was more accurate in terms of its pattern. I don't know why this was changed, but I'd say the original was closer in colours. However, the sort of texture, the speckled effect that they've put on the trousers, which was first seen on the Terror of the Zygons one, that is more accurate. But then we get to the elephant in the room. And this is obviously the redness of the coat, which is a safari jacket. Now, on its own, it doesn't look too bad. But then you place it next to its original release. Oh, that is a massive difference. And the thing is, people are thinking, oh, just because it's different, it must mean it's more accurate. No, this is not accurate at all. And also, painting these gold, sort of a goldish bronze colour, that is not accurate either. And I know someone's going to argue with me about this in the comments below, so I came prepared. as they say. So if I just move my tablet in. So here we can see one of the publicity photos for Season 12. Now this was taken, as you can see, just outside BBC Television Centre, and this was also in natural light outside as well. So this is basically how the costume looks in natural lighting, which is basically as true to life in a photo as you are going to get. Yeah, no, that is not the right colour. This one, the original release, was pretty close, pretty bang on, but this new release, no. And it's just like, Alderweireld does this a lot. He changes things for no reason, because it didn't need to change. I mean, and the thing is, he's done this before. I mean, if you remember the Silver Nemesis B&M 3-pack, he changed the colour of the 7th Doctor's jacket because he said, oh, well, it looks lighter in the sunlight. Yeah, you know what else looks lighter in the sunlight? If you put the figure in the sunlight, the colour of the jacket is going to look lighter. That is how light works. I mean, honestly, Alderweireld just loves variance for the sake of variance. And also, this does not come with the sonic screwdriver. I don't know why it is with B&M sets and basically giving the monsters, you know, accessories like guns and everything. But when it comes to, you know, the figures themselves, they get absolutely zitch. And I don't know why, because he uses the sonic screwdriver in this story. And also, it would have been nice if he came with the swappable head as well. That would have been a nice little addition, because, you know, it just feels like this figure, it was so... I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again, but it was so close. Like, the cardigan, you know, the pattern is there, but the colours, but close enough. Like, this is a vast improvement, and I'm not too bothered about the line details on the shirt not being there on this release, but, yeah, just like, I don't know how Alderweireld keeps doing this, but when he gets it right the first time around, comes to a re-release, he changes it for no reason. Why? The scarf... Now, the scarf is also a bit different. The scarf is a lot more sort of vibrant looking. The colours are a lot more vibrant. And, yeah, this is not accurate. Like, this now looks basically white rather than more of a tannish colour than the original. And also, the original had sort of a dirty effect to it. This does not. Yeah, this one does not. This one is also a lot stiffer. This is probably the stiffest 4th Doctor scarf I've ever had. And also, interestingly, this one is marked as a number 2, which normally means it's the shorter scarf, though it does appear to be still the longer one, because in the 4th Doctor Adventure set, that scarf was slightly shorter than the regular one, but that isn't the case with this one. So yeah, bit interesting. Now, obviously, if you have any of the previous 4th Doctor heads that you want to swap on this, you can easily do that. So, yeah. Also, the hair. I don't know what it is with the hair on this. Doesn't show too much on camera, but it seems to almost had a bit of a grey wash to it. Again, it's not showing up too well on camera, but yeah, Tom should not have any grey in his hair at this point. But yeah, it's sort of very, very light, almost like it's got a grey wash to it, which again, he shouldn't have. This is his first story. He shouldn't have it like that. He shouldn't even have it by the time he gets to Legopolis. You know, the hair's getting a bit lighter towards the end, but it didn't go grey. Tom's hair is still not even grey today. His hair went white, so yeah. Now, and also in terms of the hat being a lighter brown, again, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a lighter brown. It is brown, but this is a bit more Indiana Jones looking. It just looks far too bright. And his skin just looks really pale. This figure, I know I'm going on about it a lot, but this figure really disappointed me. It really disappointed me. So, yeah, anyway, off with that. Let's talk about the real reason everyone wants this set. which is the K1 robot. And mine has a really wobbly waist. Like, extremely wobbly, and he is very difficult to stand up. There we go, I think he's just barely standing up there. And I'll put the camera up. Now, I actually have an original release of one of these. I think it's in one of my Doctor Who items in storage or something like that, where I have the original release. Now, my original release I got back in the day from a charity shop for £2.50, and he was missing his feet. Basically the end bits of his feet, but everything else was fine. Now, this one has some improvements. It also has a couple of things that are wrong, but it does have some improvements to it. So, the main thing with this one is, compared to the original release, obviously it's got that more shinier silver finish that the other one didn't, although it does suit this one actually quite well. But yeah, one of the main things about this one compared to its original release is this time the head is now basically more of a pinkish colour rather than a red. And you've also got the stripes going down here, which again are more of a pinkish colour rather than a red, which, yes, is correct. It was like that in the story, so that is actually an improvement over the original release. And also around the next section here, you can see this time it's being painted more of a creamy grey colour, which, again, is correct. It does seem a bit too light, I think. Maybe I'm just looking at reference pictures and it does seem a tad bit darker, but it'll do. There's one problem though, and that's with this section here being painted black. So yeah, I think Alduar's possibly gotten confused with something, but again, I have some evidence to show the court. You can see just there. Yeah, that is not that colour. It should be silver. It should be silver. And I think the reason he's done this is because he's gotten confused with the black section here and the black section here, and he's just painted them both black. So yeah, it does look like he's got two mouths for some reason. I'm not too fussed on that, to be honest, because I can see at least like the effort has been made to try and make it more accurate. But this is a lovely figure. Like, this is really nice. Like, all the bulks. I know a couple of them did change positions to make them slightly more accurate. But yeah, if I also spin him around here to the back and try not to knock him over. But yeah, he does look absolutely fantastic, with all the little pipes and the little notches and bolts and that going up there. But the problem is he's got a really loose waist, and I know it's not unique to my one because I've seen other people who have gotten these and their waists are loose as well. And yeah, the original release I had, which again was a Builder figure, I think this is just because it used to be a Builder figure, and but it is, look at that. It is incredibly loose. It really is. Now, what you could do on the Build-A-Figure version, if you did have a loose waist, is before you put it in, you could basically put a bit of blue tack or something round it to stop it from wobbling quite as much. I'm assuming this, you could probably still pull it apart, but I wouldn't risk it. But yeah, it does mean he is incredibly difficult to stand up. Now, there's one thing on here that I really don't like. And it's this legal information printed on his arse. And this is embossed into his arse as well. The thing is, though, this does not need to be on here. This legal information does not need to be on here in the UK releases. But since this is getting a release outside of the UK as well, that's why this is on here. The thing is, though, why put it on there when you could have put it on his feet? You know, it's still on there, but it's just like on a bit that no one sees, because that's what they normally do. They normally put it on the feet of characters. You can even see more legal information again with the CE logo, and more legal information again printed on the underside of there. So it's just like, why put it on here? It's really annoying. It is really, just annoying and irritating. And the fact that it's, you know, part of the mould, it means that basically if you want to get rid of this, you have to sand it down and then repaint it. Whereas if it was just printed on, I think that's what they should have done. Like, if, you know, if you're going to release this in other territories, then just have it printed on, rather than doing this, because then that just ruins it. Plus, it's a lot easier to remove something that's just printed on. We can also have a look while we're here, just at the back of the head as well. But yeah, this figure is really hard to keep upright because he just wants to wobble all over the place. So yeah, keeping him in any one position for this review is near impossible. But hey, I've managed it just then. You can see also little, you know, sort of, I guess, wires or pipes and that going down there. The midsection, and then the legs themselves, and also the gun. So yeah, really nice gun. Now, he is actually packaged holding the gun, and also this comes to the other new thing, which is the thinner claw arm there to hold the gun. On the original release, both the claws were exactly the same, so on this one, I don't think it's like a brand new sculpt. I think probably what has happened is the sculpt is just being tweaked, because it is literally just the end bit of the claw. Might be a new sculpt, but I think probably the initial sculpt has just been tweaked, like adding the new claw bit there and putting the legal information on his arse. But overall, despite, you know, the little niche there, which I'm not overly fussed about, it just looks a little bit odd to me. He does look like he's giving a really odd sort of looking expression, and also that loose waist, though, is my biggest issue with this, is that you can't really, it's really difficult to stand him up properly at all, because like he just doesn't want to move. What I would do is probably, if you want to put him on display, I would say you need to put some blue tack or something in there to basically help him stand up a bit more, because otherwise he is going to knock down. You can see that he is just fully leaning forward just there right now. So yeah, now again, as I said, he is packaged holding that in the box, though it does actually slightly bend the arm in the box, but not too badly. It's not like with, say, TARDIS X with the bent doors and everything. So after all of that, which yes, I know is quite a lot, what do I think of this set? Well, I do really like it. I do still really like it at the end of the day. But that is entirely because of this robot. Like, the K1 robot is probably one of my favourite figures. It's probably one of the coolest Doctor Who figures that has ever been released. And finally getting it at, you know, a re-release is fantastic after all this time. The Season 12 4th Doctor figure, it's just got too many little things about it that I don't like. And obviously the major one is the jacket colour being completely off, and then the skin being ugly pale is another irritant to me. And then also you've got things like as I said, the hair being too light and stuff like that. It's the fourth Doctor figure, nah, but 20 quid for this, for the K1 robot, I'll be honest, that is really good pricing considering, you know, what he has gone for on eBay before. So yeah, and he is, I will say overall, you know, because of the pink and that, even though he does have one new issue, which the other one didn't have, again, this is a theme with Aldoar, this is still much more accurate overall to the K1 robot. So yeah, and surprisingly, it's a B&M release. I thought something like this would probably have to be a Character Online exclusive. So yeah, they've just started popping up in B&Ms now. The B&M I went to today only had 2 left, so me and my brother both got 1 each. But basically, these are delivered to B&Ms, but not every B&M, just the larger ones, in boxes of 12. So basically, if you can, ring their customer service, give the name of the store that you want to get through to, and, you know, give them the product code to see if they've got any in stock, or when they know they're getting any in stock. For example, my B&M still don't have the Dalek Assault bobblehead pack 4-pack, the new one, they still don't have that. And since no one has posted the product code, or at least no one I know has posted the product code, I can't get that at the minute, and I don't know when it's coming in. So yeah, but anyway, that's it for this review. It has gone on far too long, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.